Welcome to In Your Face. I'm Ryan Corcoran alongside my partners, Peyton Napoliello and Ethan Franklin. First, we will talk about basketball. Will the Knicks make the playoffs this year? Peyton, give your opinion first.
I think that if they don't trade Carmelo and how weak the East has become, I think the Knicks are actually going to make the playoffs next year as an 8 seed. They gained Frank Ntilikina, who I think is going to be a solid point guard. And I believe that it's going to be so tough for them not to make the playoffs and how weak the East is if they don't trade Carmelo Anthony.
I think that after firing Phil Jackson, they're in a little bit of disarray in the front office, and it's kind of hard to play for a team who you really don't know who you're playing for, basically. Ntilikina plays a lot of triangle, that's why he was drafted, and without Phil there, they're not going to really play the triangle as they shouldn't anyway, so he's not going to fit in well immediately. Melo, he's not really a winner in terms of the NBA, and he's struggled leading this team before, and this is the weakest the team has really ever been in his tenure there. So I don't think, even with the weaker East, there's a lot of up-and-coming Eastern teams that will stop the Knicks from making them.
I wouldn't say this is the weakest they've been since he's been here. I mean, you have Tim Hardaway Jr., who has had 2 solid back-to-back years, and he just keeps getting better. And then you have Kristaps Porzingis alongside of him and Willie Hernangomez, who keeps on improving as well. So I really don't think you could say that this is the weakest they are. And just with how weak the East has become, losing some star players in Jimmy Butler and teams that were in the playoffs like Paul George, it's just tough to think that a team that has a superstar like Carmelo, a superstar like Porzingis, and then an up-and-coming players like Tim Hardaway Jr. and Willie Hernangomez who keep improving every year, I just find it tough for them not to make the playoffs in the East next year.
Well, I wouldn't call Porzingis or Melo a superstar, 1, and 2. There's a lot of improving Eastern teams. The Sixers, the Charlotte Hornets both had really good drafts and added really good pieces in free agency, where they could probably make a run for it too and just fill in the spots for the Pacers and for the Bulls. And the Pacers still have an okay team as well, so they'll be able to compete for a playoff spot as well.
I know Carmelo's getting old, but to call him not a superstar, I mean, he's been making the All-Star game every year consistently. So how could you not consider Melo a superstar? I know that he is getting worse and worse, but he is still, in my opinion, a superstar. He could still lead a team. He's still scoring 25 a night.
That's just the market he's in. I think if he played for any other team not in a big market, they wouldn't call him a superstar. Like in Denver, he would not be a superstar right now.
Maybe.
Now onto the NFL. Let's make an argument here. Who is the better wide receiver, Dez or Odell? Ethan, we'll start with you.
Dez has been hurt last couple of years, but I think when he's fully healthy, just look back at his 2014 season when he was the best wide receiver in the NFL, no question. When he's fully healthy, he can be the best receiver in the NFL.
I think you're completely wrong there. I think Odell Beckham Jr. is hands down much better than Dez Bryant. If you just put the numbers next to it, it's just Odell blows him away. It's not even close. Odell is a much better receiver, and Odell is in the argument with Antonio Brown for the best receiver in the league. If you said Dez Bryant, I wouldn't even put him top 5 in the league in wide receivers right now.
Well, that's because the last 2 years he's really had an arm injury and ankle injury. As long as having to adjust with Dak as quarterback. When Romo was throwing him the ball, and they had a really good connection, especially in 2014 when he had 16 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards. He really had a great year. If he can get back to that, I don't think there's any question. I mean, Odell has good run after catch ability. He's really flashy, but I think Dez is better at just getting the ball and doing his job.
But that's a big if he could get back to that. So far, he hasn't been able to. He's been 2 years back-to-back where he has had bad years, down years, and now Romo's officially gone. If he was only that good with Tony Romo, then I really just don't think that he's gonna progress. I mean, 2 back-to-back years, down years. Now he has to try and develop with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, in my opinion, seems to like Cole Beasley a little more than he likes Dez Bryant right now. I just think Dez Bryant's stats are gonna keep going down. I think Odell's stats are just gonna keep going up.
Finally, one quick question. Who will win the NFC East this year?
I believe it'll be the New York Giants. They added Brandon Marshall. They struggled in the red zone last year, and now getting a big target like Brandon Marshall will help them out a lot. They beat Dallas twice last year, and Dallas, I don't think, is going to repeat and having that amazing of a year. Their defense is kind of shaky, and I think the Giants are definitely going to win it.
I'm going to go Cowboys. Their secondary got younger, and they improved a lot on offense by getting a lot more chemistry.
Well, that's all the time we have today on In Your Face. I'm Ryan Corcoran alongside my partners Peyton Napoliello and Ethan Franklin. Thank you.